Oh, hey there. Say that again? You've been looking for a good book to read. Well, what a coincidence. All right, after my cheesy introduction, we're going to talk very quickly today about the Persian Expedition by Xenophon. It's also titled Anabasis, and I could easily be I could easily be pronouncing that incorrectly. I don't want to give away too much about the book, but I do want to set it up. So this is a story about 10,000 Greek mercenaries after the Peloponnesian War, which, if you don't know about the Peloponnesian War, I'm sure I'll talk about that another time. But basically, Athens and Sparta were at war for 30 years. After that, 10,000 Greek mercenaries got hired by a Persian prince named Cyrus the Younger to go into Persia. And apparently, they didn't quite know what they got hired for, and there was some intrigue about that on the way. They get to Persia and they find that they're actually there to overthrow the king that's in charge, which is Cyrus the Younger's older brother. So 10,000 Greek mercenaries, they engage in this battle under Cyrus the Younger, and they win the battle. They win. Big victory. There's only one little problem. The problem was Cyrus the Younger died during the battle. So you got 10,000 Greek mercenaries way behind enemy lines. Most of them probably don't speak the language. Their boss is dead, and they're surrounded by people who have an interest in killing them. So that's the setup for the book. It leads up to that, and then it talks about what they did after that, and then a lot of stuff follows. Again, I don't want to ruin it. I just wanted to set it up. It's very interesting. If you've never heard that story, it's really good. Part of what makes this really interesting is when this happened, this was a long, long time before GPS. This was even before that terrible MapQuest app. Okay. Um, this was even at a time when maps were not very available, if they were available at all. I'm not even sure about that. But I think for the most part, if you wanted to get somewhere, especially like that, you needed guides. And they obviously had guides getting to where they were going. The people that hired them knew where they wanted to be. After that, they're behind enemy territory, they're just by themselves. They didn't know how to get home. So it just makes for a very interesting adventure that's something that's pretty unique, I think, in a lot of literature. Now, when I read it, I read this paperback Penguins edition, which was great. If you just want if you just want to read it, if you just want to check it out, a paperback option is fantastic. If you want to get into more detail, there are the landmark editions. Now, this is not the same book. This is Xenophon's Hellenica. I won't talk about that right now, but I'll probably show some images from this just to give an idea. If you really want to get into it, and this might even be, you might look at the paperback first and then decide you want to learn more. Something like this is a great resource because there's a lot of maps in it, there's a lot of charts, there's a lot of extra information that you're not going to get in just a paperback. But if you just want to read the story and enjoy something, a paperback or a Kindle option is fantastic. So, but for any classic book, the Landmark series, my experience with these has been nothing but good. The Persian Expedition by Xenophon, very interesting story, worth a read. Go read a book.